I don't belong here. I don't want to do this to the people of Palm Coast. Thank you very much, and let me think about my future, sir.
That was Palm Coast Vice Mayor Eddie Branquino, who stormed off the dais and threatened to leave his elected position this week after his fellow council members didn't agree with him on the issue of creating a standalone survey to ask residents about multifamily housing. Branquino, who's staunchly against multifamily housing, tried to institute a moratorium on construction of it earlier this year, but failed. With just 4 months left in Branquino's term, Flagler County Supervisor of Elections Katie Lenhart tells us what would happen if he decides to vacate his seat.
Because it's so close to the election, luckily it will not be a special election. That seat is already up for election, and there already are candidates who have qualified to run, and there will be a new council member in November. So there won't be a need for a special election, thankfully.
Branquino said he'll make a decision on his future by the end of next week. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Palm Coast City Council is praising revised plans for expanding the tennis center and the Lehigh Trailhead project.
Mayor David Alphen says the $13.4 million project is being paid for through park impact fees plus funding from the State Road 100 Community Redevelopment Agency and a tourism grant. That drew approval from Councilman John Finelli.
I love that you sought out and found grant funds for some of this. No general fund dollars are being used to fund this project, and that the majority of the money for this is for that community, that shared community space, and only a small portion of it are for some additional recreation pickleball courts.
Councilmember Nick Kloufis agrees that it's great that they're not using general fund dollars. He also encourages the exploration of solar possibilities.
I would also like to tell our council that I believe the shades for the additional pickleball courts not only make the pickleball courts usable during the heat, but also for, I'm sure, summertime programming that can occur at these facilities. It's really important to keep kids out of the sun, and that makes the space usable almost around the clock.
The project is to be completed by the end of 2023. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Flagler County Commissioners achieved notable status.
All 5 Flagler County Commissioners have achieved an advanced designation from the Institute for County Government during the Florida Association of Counties conference held recently. Flagler County Commissioner Dave Sullivan.
We all buy into the Florida Association of Counties process. It enables a county like ourselves, just a barely medium-sized county now compared to the other 67 counties. But in order to get changes to ordinances and state rules and regulations and making sure the state doesn't take too much of our local capability and power away, you need an organization like the Florida Association of Counties.
Sullivan adds this program brings together commissioners who are committed to facing Florida's greatest challenges and allows them to collaborate and grow as they learn new strategies, which they may use to better their communities through advocacy and collaboration. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Advent Health's new Palm Coast Parkway Hospital will be smaller than Flagler Palm Coast Hospital.
Advent Health Palm Coast Chief Operating Officer Wally Ducchino said the new hospital is about 160,000 square feet.
The current hospital is 265,000 square feet. It's sitting on 100 acres. So that one is sitting on a little over 10 acres, just big enough for us to be able to fit in there. And actually, we're adding a medical office building for physician offices that would be right next to the hospital.
Ducchino said they plan to put a lot into a small space. Listen to Flagler Health Matters on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 11:30 or on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, the Help Wanted sign for the new hospital will be out soon, very soon. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.